Alright, what is up everyone? So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over part 2 of this gun empty tray offense, which is in the run and gun playbook. Last time I went over part 1, I said in part 1, if I got 30 likes within 48 hours, I'd post part 2. Well, I got 30 likes within 5 hours, which was just a really big surprise. But anyway, I'm happy to post part 2 now because of that. So, I will say one last thing. If I get 50 likes within 48 hours here, I will post part 3. But anyway, let's get in part 2. So the first play here is smash. I'm just going to show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to tell you what happens. So this is what it looks like. You just make a high-low read between Y and A. Now I'm going to explain what I did. So I just called smash. I keep the corner route. I streak X. The tight end here with A, put him on a baby in route. Flat route RB. And baby in route B. Anyway, let's see what it looks like. So Y is going to be open. And that's a dot. You just got to make sure you pass lead up against a purple zone. So, yeah, A and Y are both open in this case. Last time I threw Y, this time I'm just going to throw A. I mean, my guys are wide open. You know, last time I really didn't go over how to attack the short side of the field. Well, this is how I do it. And if you guys are wondering, well, what if they play hard flats or something? Well, then obviously you can just easily throw Y. I would pass lead down in that situation, even though you don't have to. If they play purple zones, I will say one thing. Pass lead at about an 11 o'clock angle. If it's hard flats, though, it really doesn't matter. And here's the other thing I'll say. Now, you're probably wondering, like, what are we doing here with RB and B? Well, RB's here to push the outside zone away to open up B on the in route. And here's the reason for that. Let's say they played hard flats, right? So they would take away A, and then they're using here, and they basically just go cover Y like this. So we would have to attack this area of the field where the user is, in this case. So if the user like that, that's when you hit B, right? So that's why we have this in route. You just wait till he passes that hook curl, and then you just get up the field with the in route, and then you make a couple guys miss, and then you can get 20 yards just like that. So that's pretty much play 1. So I want to go over now how I beat cover 2. On the short side of the field, I showed you cover 3 beaters, and yes, that would also work against cover 4. An outside streak is always going to pull. So now we got to go over how do we beat like cover 2, because that smash play won't beat cover 2. So what I do is call doubles unders, and I streak Y, I drag A, flat RB, and drag B. And the reason why I do this is X is going to be wide open. And then you also have your safety valves with A and B and RB. So it works pretty well. Now you're probably wondering why I called doubles under and not just straight verticals. But it's actually pretty simple here. So let's say the cloud flats like this. Watch what it does to X. It literally bumps him just like that. And this throw becomes way harder because a lot of the times he'll bump inside. It's just like 50-50 almost. But if I call doubles under, see how this X route while it's going up the field just curves just like a slight bit? Well, that makes all the difference in the world because now the corner doesn't bump him. And this is literally open every single time. You're probably going to get a touchdown off this. I mean, you know, it just works. Now, I know there's some pretty smart people probably watching this and saying, well, what if they're in a soft squat? Can you still throw this? And this is, your zones would have to be on match. Because what a soft squat does is it takes the outside wide receiver and it matches on one-on-one unless there's a route underneath it within 10 yards of it matching the outside wide receiver, if that makes any sense. So, but that's why we have this drag route on A. Just like this. Because he is going to break the match. Yep. I mean, it works. Whether it's a soft squat, cloud flat, doesn't matter. Let's play doubles unders. It just destroys cover 2 on the short side of the field. Now, some of you guys are probably wondering, what happens if your opponent goes in cover 3 sky and they just start dropping everyone in coverage? Something like this, right? Where they're mabling, they're playing hard flats, they're playing 2 yellow zones, 3 guys are back. Like, what do you do? Do you just pray for a route bounce, or is there like actually a scheme here? Because now there's a zone everywhere on the field. So what do? Well, I got the answer for you. This is what you do. You streak Y, motion him inside like always. Post corner X, streak A, smart route RB, and drag B. This is all you got to do. And I'll show you why. It's a cover 3 bomb. Y is going to be wide open. So if they just start dropping everyone in coverage, you just go to your cover 3 bomb. So now a lot of you guys are probably wondering, okay, how do we beat cover 0? Okay, well, I'm going to show you a couple of ways. I'm going to show you one way where you block the blitz and another way where you don't block the blitz. So what people would do in spinner usually is something like this, right? Where they send both the slot DBs, user this linebacker right here, and they just try to lurk the middle of the field. And then there's 5 guys in man, right? So this is how you beat it. 2 ways here. You A, motion in Y and block him. Call Y corner because this corner route smokes man. And flat route RB. Drag B because B is going to win. And then just keep this S post. Actually, you don't keep the S post. You slant him. So this is what it looks like. A fries. I know he has route tech, but just trust me. Go in practice mode or something. Without route tech, it gets open no matter what. So that's read number 1. Read number 2 here is hitting the drag. This is literally Richard Sherman with universal coverage, and he's got no chance. I mean, if you guys played this game, you guys know probably drags just torch man to man this year. And I'm literally telling Richard Sherman to play, you know, and jam him, and he's still not able to guard it. Okay, so now we're going to go over how to 5 out against spinner. I said I would go over this, so here's how I would do it. You call a zig on Y, motion him inside. You call a trail on A and another zig on RB. Why? Because zig routes torch man coverage this year, and so do trail routes, and they get open immediately. So just look at Y. I mean, it's an automatic man beater. And then I'm going to throw to A this time. I'm going to throw to all 3 of these guys. So let me just set it up. You have 3 instant man-to-man beaters on all areas of the field. So, I mean, the trail route gets open every single time. And honestly, you could take this for a touchdown. The only problem is that's usually where the user is going to be, so you're probably going to throw one of these zigs. But if the user gets aggressive or something, that's when you hit the trail route for a big play. So now I'm going to throw RB. I mean, this is just like an instant man beater. And, I mean, you're just going to get a lot of yards. If they just send 5 every single time, I mean, something's going to be open against cover 0. One of these 3 routes is definitely going to be open every single time. Most likely, 2 of them will be open. The user will guard 1 of them, and 2 of them will be open. But at least 1 of them will be. So this is basically it, guys. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and hopefully you guys have a good day. And like I said, 50 likes within 48 hours. Part 3 is coming.